Now then, after growing up on a farm, Rick Stein opened his first ever seafood restaurant, of course, in Padstow. There it is, back in 1975.
Wow. 50 years on, Rick's opened many more restaurants, travelled the world filming hit cookery shows and becoming one of the nation's favourite chefs.
And next month, he's heading out on a UK tour where he'll share some of his incredible stories from his 5 decades in the business. Lovely to have you with us, Rick.
Well, it's very nice to ask me back.
And not cooking this time, just talking.
No. Well, I quite like that. I mean, I love cooking, but, you know, you never give us enough time on this show, you know what I mean? So you think you've got, like, 6 minutes, and then the last minute they say 4.5.
You've always got 6 minutes,
right.
Rick.
I know.
You've got it right.
But the tour, equally on the tour, you're not going to be cooking on the tour. It's a sort of a reflection of 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, I did a tour a few years ago when I was cooking, which was great. But actually, I find I can, you know, keep an audience just talking about the old times. And the thing about the audiences is they've probably been to the restaurant and they've been watching the programmes for a long time. So basically, it's so easy if people know you. The thing I'd hate to be would be like a stand-up comedian, right? Where you've got to sort of explain to people that you're a sort of funny person to start with, where they all know me. So you just sort of slip into it. Actually,
so has someone written you some gags then? Have you got a bit?
No gags then, no. But it's just, we just go through the same old clips of, there's this one famous one of my dog, a terrier, Chalky.
Yeah, Chalky.
And the first time we filmed, we're on a sofa like this, and he's sitting next to me, and suddenly he sees a microphone above him. And,
I remember this one.
Yeah. And he thinks, I think he must have thought it was some sort of aerial rat or something. He suddenly leapt up and tried to bite the microphone, and I'm just rolling with laughter. And at one stage I'm saying, do you want me to carry on? Because it's either me or Chalky.
It's brilliant. But there's also going to be a little bit of music too, maybe a little bit of poetry, because that's one of the things about the shows that you do. I love it when you walk through the countryside and you quote Wordsworth or whatever it is, and it's just a lovely show to watch. So is there going to be a bit of that too?
Of course, because, you know, I just love dropping in the odd bit of verse, you know, because it just, you know, it's a bit like having a dog on a show, right?
Yeah.
Or it just... What I like in doing TV is just varying things. I mean, obviously, the main star is the cooking. But then, years ago, David Pritchard's the director I worked with for ages. Well, when Chalky was sitting on the sofa, he suddenly became part of the show. Yeah. And at one stage, a fisherman in Padstow, Brian Bates, said, you know that, Chalky, he's more famous than Ricky Stein.
And it becomes synonymous with everything, and I love that, because it's all about the personality. Because the poetry Kat's talking about was your mum who used to...
She did, yeah. It was just like, you know, that generation, my mum's generation, just knew whole poems.
Yeah.
I knew... Actually, my sister-in-law's mother could recite the whole of the Ancient Mariner, the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Which has got, like, 58, however many verses.
Exactly. So my mum was similar, really, and whenever a sort of emotional moment occurred, there was a piece of verse, a bit of Shakespeare or Wordsworth or Tennyson. So I sort of picked up, and I feel sort of an amateur compared with her. But it just... You know, it just lifts people if they like poetry. And I don't really choose sort of, you know, unusual poets. It's just things that my mother...
Do you write your own? Ever?
I don't, actually, but I think I probably could. I've never done it, but, I mean, I think I probably... Yeah. Because I just like the whole idea of poetry, sort of compacting so much emotion and getting the words working together. It's
creating a great dish. Getting the recipe right.
You're absolutely right. It is like that, I think. I think anything sort of creative has similarities with other creative activities. And I do think cooking's creative, of course.
Yeah, but you also, there as well, get to travel. So you do the cooking, you've got the creative side going on, you've got the literature going on too, and then you get to travel to these amazing places. Is there anywhere for you that you're like, oh, just that blew my mind?
Well, I mean, the places that really stand out, and of course in the show I'm featuring them massively. India,
yes.
Right? I mean, I'd been there a few times on family holidays, but actually to film there was just sensational because it's so confronting and it's so sort of like just completely...
And it's vast as well.
It's vast.
It's also that thing, it's like the best smells you've ever smelt
Yeah.
and the worst smells you've ever smelt. It's like, it's a real kind of
But you sort of realise as a human being, you don't mind, actually.
No, yes.
You don't mind that stuff smells because when you smell the good things, and you just feel in a way that it's just such a fantastic country because, you know, I guess a lot of us live a bit too clean and tidily these days, but when you see how happy most Indians that you meet in the street are, you realise, well, I don't know, what is special, you know, what makes a great life, you know? Is it living in luxury and sort of hygienic conditions, or is it just living sort of cheek by jowl with other people? And I think generally people are happier when they're with other people, where they're in groups.
That connection.
Yeah,
So
connection,
important.
absolutely.
Talking of connection, I mean, you're going to go on tour, so you're going to go around the country. Have you started planning where you're going to eat? Because I imagine that's an important part
You
of
know, I was going to say this, shall I say it or shall I not? But the most important thing in the tour is where we're going to eat.
Of course,
Right?
of course.
So I was talking to a chef friend of mine who does Scots, you know.
Yes,
and
of course
Sheekies,
we do.
called Tim Hughes, and I'm going to Worthing, which is where he lives.
Right.
So there's a place called the Crab Shack.
Ooh.
So you've got to go there.
So you've got the Crab Shack on
We've already lined up.
Now, here's the thing, though. If
Yeah.
you're running a restaurant in Worthing or wherever it might be,
Yeah.
and you're getting ready for service, and then
Yeah.
suddenly Rick Stein walks in, how does that? Do you
Terrified?
give them a heads up and say, look, we're coming in?
Yes. But I mean, it's sort of, I don't like that because I'm not at all
No,
critical
of course
when
you're
I'm,
not.
you know, and also, I've great empathy with other chefs and other restaurants because I'm in the same business, you know, so I don't want them to feel nervous, really.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, I'm there to enjoy myself. I'm not there to start, you know, writing a sort of good food guide report, you know.
But it better be good.
But you have been in the business for so long, for 50 years. I love this idea of you finding the menu from 1975 that you actually wrote yourself, right? Didn't you?
I did. It's handwritten. And
Yeah.
what I can't remember is that even then we were a bit busy. Did I handwrite every copy? I suppose I did.
Yeah.
But
And you rolled back the prices.
we rolled back the prices and
So
it's
what,
happened.
like, a melon was 8 pence or
That's
something?
right.
Is that right? What else?
Well, the thing that's really happened, because it's happened, right?
Right.
We did 500 of them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, or fortunately, one of the dishes was lobster thermidor at £2.80, right?
Book
So
us the
I
table.
just said to them, I rang up the restaurant, I said, did we do any other dishes?
No, of course not.
And they said, well, a couple.
But mostly everyone enjoyed the lobster thermidor
we
at
probably
£2.50.
sort of
How
cleaned up the
brilliant.
lobster market.
Amazing way to
Brilliant.
celebrate 50
Brilliant,
years, Rick. Thank you for
brilliant.
coming in.
Yeah.
Well, very nice to see you.
Tickets for Rick's tour, there you go, are available now, and you'll have an amazing evening. And good luck if you're at the Crab Shack in Worthing, because Rick's on his way with his team.
Yeah, pour him a glass of wine. Thank you for
Lovely.
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.